सो हे एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू पीटीएस कैड एक्सपर्ट। सो आज की इस वीडियो के अंदर वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द डिटेल्स एंड द पैरामेट्रिक डिजाइंस ऑफ स्टेयरकेस। जनरली जब भी आप रेविट के अंदर काम करते हैं इस तरह के स्टैंडर्ड डिजाइंस हमें रेविट के अंदर मिलते हैं। जैसे अगर आपको स्पाइरल स्टेयरकेस अगर आपको बनाना हो, एल टाइप स्टेयरकेस बनाना हो या कस्टमाइज्ड शेप आपको बनानी हो, तो आप इस तरह के स्टेयरकेस डिजाइन रेविट की हेल्प से इजीली क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। बट अगर इसके अंदर कस्टमाइजेशन करना हो पैरामेट्रिक मॉडलिंग के हिसाब से और फैमिलीज का यूज करके आपको कस्टम डिजाइन क्रिएट करना हो, सो हाउ वी कैन क्रिएट सच टाइप ऑफ डिजाइंस। सो किस तरीके से हम रेविट के अंदर इस तरह के भी डिजाइन बना सकते हैं। तो रिसेंटली अभी हमारा रेविट BIM का एक बैच कंप्लीट हुआ है, उसके अंदर हमने तीनों ही स्टाइल को कवर किया है। चाहे वो आपका फ्री स्टैंडिंग स्टेयरकेस डिजाइन हो जिसके अंदर इस तरह के डिजाइंस हम रेविट पैरामेट्रिक मॉडलिंग की हेल्प से, फैमिलीज की हेल्प से किस तरह से ये डिजाइंस बना सकते हैं इनसाइड रेविट, हमने ये भी कवर किया है। और ये कुछ स्टाइल्स हैं जो जनरली अगर आपने ज़ाहा हदीद के डिजाइंस देखे होंगे, ऑनलाइन देखे होंगे, तो वो काफ़ी डायनामिक शेप्स होती हैं। तो ये डिजाइंस भी रेविट में बनाना पॉसिबल है। जनरली इस तरह के डिजाइन जब हम देखते हैं तो रेविट थोड़ा स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड मॉडलिंग करता है, तो हमें लगता है शायद इस तरह की मॉडलिंग पॉसिबल नहीं है। बट यस, यू कैन ऑल्सो मेक सच टाइप्स ऑफ कर्वेचर बेस्ड मॉडलिंग इनसाइड रेविट विद द हेल्प ऑफ पैरामेट्रिक मॉडलिंग। बट आज के इस वीडियो के अंदर हम इस तरह की डॉग लेग्ड स्टेयर आप कैसे क्रिएट कर सकते हैं रेविट में पैरामेट्रिक मॉडलिंग की हेल्प से। हमें आपकी सिर्फ 30 मिनट चाहिए। 30 मिनट में इस ट्यूटोरियल को कंप्लीट करने के बाद किस तरह से आप इनके पैरामेट्रिक फैमिलीज बनाएंगे, उन्हें किस तरह से लोड किया जाता है और फाइनल आउटकम इस तरह से आप कैसे क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, स्टेप बाय स्टेप आप सीख जाएंगे। और अगर आप हमारे साथ प्रोफेशनली जुड़ना चाहते हैं, डिटेल में BIM के अंदर एक्सपर्ट बनना चाहते हैं, तो कोर्स की डिटेल्स आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएंगी, वहां से आप चेकआउट कर सकते हैं, जहां से डेमो वीडियोस और कंप्लीट कोर्स का सिलेबस आप देख सकते हैं। सो विदाउट गेटिंग लेट, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड।
Hey, what's up, guys? Greetings of the day to viewers of this video, and welcome back to ptscadexpert and myself, Architect Kumar Kapadia from the city of Surat in Gujarat. And for this course, Master Diploma in Revit BIM, which is a combo of architecture plus structure plus NP. For architectural segment, I have already shown you while in class this different types of staircase, how to create this different types of staircase using modeling skills and different template files of Revit. Fine, but while in this process, you always update and learn new things. So I have recently just discovered this different type of staircase using the same template file with the help of which this two staircase have been created. That is the phase-based family, but slightly using a different modeling skill. For example, if I just take you to this particular edit family, then what you see that this is also a phase-based family. See, this is also a phase-based family which has been created while assigning it and constraining it with several dimensions and parameters, and then that particular file has been loaded to project environment and used in slightly different way to create this particular type of staircase. Fine. So that I'm going to show you today from scratch. So just watch the entire video till the end. And if you think that this video was worth, then kindly enroll for this course and let's learn together and let's grow together. And now without wasting a single second, let's jump into the interface of Revit. Let's open a fresh new project file wherein I'm going to show you that particular staircase from scratch. Fine. So I will just click this particular stair command and we are just going to use this assemble the staircase that comes with Revit. But I'm just going to say that I don't want the right support, neither the left support, and neither the center support. And also for this run type, I'm just going to say that I don't want the riser. Yes, and I want this to be tread thickness 2 inch. That's fine. Tread profile default and nosing length 0. Fine. And with this customization, apply and OK. And apply and OK. I'm just going to create a simple dogleg staircase with two flights, that is 1 9, and here in this also. Okay, and we are just going to create that particular staircase. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to use this particular staircase as a reference to create the one that I just showed you. Fine. So I'm just going to level 2 and edit stairs. And I'm just going to take this flight and move it just 2 inches away. Yeah, that's fine. This distance should be 2 inch. Yeah, okay, that's okay. And I'll just edit this particular landing and just bring it here and flush it. Fine. Okay. And now we are going to create that particular stair element, which we are going to reference onto this particular staircase. Fine. So I will just go to file and new and family. And this is going to be a face-based family templates, English Imperial. And again, just generic model, face-based. Fine. It is just going to be a face-based family. Okay. So if I just take you to this particular 3D, and this is nothing but just a box showing this particular face, which you cannot delete. You cannot delete. Okay. But what we are going to do is that we are going to model onto this particular face in plan while assigning several parametric formulas and constraining and giving dimensions. Okay. So let me just draw a couple of reference planes and yes, also one over here. Okay. Now I'm just going to dimension them. Let me just 1 to 2, 3, and equals, and 1 overalls. And let me just scale down a bit. Okay. And this is going to be stair element width. Okay. And this 2, 1 to 2, and this. Both of this are going to be stair element depth. Fine. And also this is going to be the same. Actually, this should be thickness, but since both of them are going to carry the same dimension, so I will just give it that stair element depth. Okay. And I will just strike one more parameter. And this would be, actually, let me just confirm without proceeding further. Yeah, that's from here. Okay. And that should be stair element height left, because it's my left. And very important, okay, fine, we'll do that later. And stair element height right, because it's my right. Fine. And I'm just going to change both of this right, left and right, this two parameters to instance parameters. The reason I'll show you once we load this particular file into the project environment, that why this two parameters instance. Okay. And depth, I will just say that I want 1.5. Okay. And width, I will say that I want it to be 5 feet. Apply and okay. Fine. Now onto this, I'm just going to create a simple extrusion. So set work plane, and that would be the reference level. Fine. Since we are creating on that particular face, the face of that wall. So extrusion, and just create one and lock, two, lock, and I will just lock all of this to that reference planes. Fine. And also let me lock this. Yeah. Okay. And just have a close shape. Okay, what we want is a little bit of curvature onto this particular portion. So what I'm going to do is that from here till here and just a little bit of curvature. Again, offset 1.5 because the depth is 1.5 and offset it on this end. TR, okay, and select both of this and DM, that is mirror from this point, and also we need to mirror it. It got removed from here. Okay, fine. Let's draw one line here and let's also draw one line here, which is we are going to use in order to mirror that particular thing. DM, and with copy checked, I will just mirror it here, and then while selecting this, I'm DM and mirror from this point. But this time I will uncheck this copy. Okay, fine. And I guess that we need to move it. Okay, and TR and fillet and just complete this shape. Okay. Okay. And with this, I will just say that extrusion 1 to be 0 and extrusion start to be 0 and extrusion end to be 1 feet. And yeah, that's fine. And we have created that particular stair element. Fine. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to assign the material and tread element material. And also I'm just going to create an instance of that. Okay. Now this family once created, I will just load that into the project. And you see that you cannot just place it just like that. Okay. So I will just close this since it has been already loaded in the project environment. And yes, fine. Now I'll just go down under this expand this family section and under generic models, I should be able to find that family 2 and I will just call it rename and PTS stair element and copy it and rename it here as well. Fine. Now what I'm going to do first is that I'm just going to go to level 2. Fine. And this is the level 2 and I'm just going to create one simple floor, not roof, floor architectural and edit type and just change its thickness to 6 inch. Okay. Apply and okay. And herein I'm just going to create that simple floor. Yes. And let's see it in 3D. Fine. Okay. And also I'm just going to create one wall from location line finish face exterior from level 1 to level 2 and simply create one wall. Okay. And now with this, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to take this particular stair element and drag it and place on face or place on work plane. I'll say that with place on face selected, I'll just press space until it's flipped the direction and it is exactly now snapping to that particular face. Fine. And if I just select this particular thing, then you see that this thread element material is now an instance property which I can change instantly. So I'll just create uh, wood and let's create plywood shielding and yes, assign that material so we can have a differentiation. Okay, and now I'll just go to level 1 and take this particular element and displace it, but we cannot see this edge. Yes, and let this drag this. Okay, fine, and just select this and move, and with constraint uncheck, first move with this direction and then move it from with constraint uncheck again since this is the face based family, so every time you displace it you have to. Okay, but for this particular staircase, if I just go to edit type, then what you see, oh, the thread depth has been 11 inches. So let me just keep it 12 inches. Fine. So that will expand and we don't have any problem. Okay, fine. And also in the level 2, this will change. Okay, don't attach. Yeah, that's fine. And let's go back to level 1. And now this should be able to, with this wireframe, and yeah, okay, and move it from this point to this point. Okay, now what you see is that this distance was kept 2 inches, but I guess we again need to edit that staircase. uh, because we in this family in this particular project and template file of Revit, we have assigned this parameter, this particular parameter, a thickness of 1.5. Stair element depth is 1.5. Yeah. So the overlap is 1.5 only. So what we need to do is that for that particular staircase, again, I need to edit stairs and select this flight and move it half inches, zero point 0.5. Yes. And this should now only be 1.5. Yeah, that's fine. And also edit this sketch. We are anyways going to delete this once we create that staircase. But delete and tr and join this to this and also have that and move and just move it from this point to this point. Yes, and just finish and finish. Okay. Now, yes. So now I'll just go to level 1 and take a section from here. And if I just take it to a particular section, then what you see is that you see this drag handles on all the 3 ends suggest that this particular thing, this particular family, if I just go to edit type, then you remember this particular 2 parameters, stair element height, left and height right was given an instance parameter. The reason of turning that instance parameter was this only, that while in this project environment, I can associate this particular height to whatever I want and I can change it instantly. So see, both of these parameters are instance parameter. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to drag this element a bit up and this element to bit down. Fine. So now you watch in 3D, then you particularly see that the first element, stair element, has been created. Fine. Now we need to create the opposite, I mean, the first step of that another flight onto here. Fine. And we have to move it step by step and very slowly. So how are we going to create that? I'll just go to level 1 and I will select this particular element and DM, that is mirror, and I will mirror it from center. Okay. And this time I will say that copy. And with that, I will just copy that particular element. Let's go to 3D. Fine. So that has been created. Okay. But I suppose that, let me just check once. The first element should be, yeah. Okay, fine. So actually, it will not be a mirror. It will not be a mirror, but this same element will come here. Fine. As far as the modeling part is concerned, the same element is going to come onto this, but we will edit its height. So with constraint, I'll just move it from this point to this point and let me move it. Okay, fine. And now let's go to section 1. And what I'm going to do is that, yes, I'm just going to level 1 and architecture and set plane and pick a plane and pick this particular plane and go to section 1 and I'll just draw a line which is 3 feet high, which is a railing height, typical railing height. And yes, and I'm just going to drop a reference plane so we can snap 2 elements. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to move this part I drag this center, and with constraint uncheck and disjoint check, I'm just going to move it from this point to this point. Yeah. And this should snap here. And I guess that I was supposed to mirror it. No, that's proper, but this element will drop down. Yeah. So when I sometimes forget, so just pardon me. Sorry. Okay. And this element will drop till this end. Okay. And that's how we have created the two stair elements for both the flights. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is going to create the second element, and we have to move step by step. Fine. So, level 1 and CO and copy it from here to here. Fine. Now, this is going to have a different formation. Fine. So I'm just going to go to level 1 and DM, and with copy unchecked, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to mirror this from center. Yes. Okay. So with that, now this particular element has flipped. Okay. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to give a different material to this so we can differentiate it. And I will call this wood, and I'll give it a dark material. Yes, and okay, apply and okay. So we can just have a differentiation. Yes. Okay. What we need to do is that we need to go to section 1, and now just pay attention because it is going to be really confusing. Select this particular element and move it from this point to this joint with this joint check. Okay. And slightly bring it somewhere over here. Fine. And this element will drop till here. Okay. So you see that that particular element has been created, but now we need to create the same element on this flight, on this particular flight. Okay. So before copying it, let me just check that what would be. Yes. And yeah, that would be same. Okay. The same way you have to copy it, but just play around with the height. You can easily create this particular staircase with extrusion in Google SketchUp. But then if you have to draft each and every profiles of this particular stairs and create it that ways, then what is the use of Revit? Fine. So just select this particular element while in level 1, just select this. Okay. And CO and with copy it from this end to this end. Okay. I just need to move it a bit. Okay. And go to section 1. And with that selected, first just HH this element so there is no confusion. R enter. Okay. And with this selected, you see that we are just using this stairs as a reference to place this stair elements. Okay. And move it from here to here. What we just need to do is that I will just snap it to this reference plane, and herein I will just drag and merge these two elements. And yes. Okay. And if I just go to 3D, then now what you need to do is that these two elements are overlapping, but those should be perceived as one single element. In order to perceive it as one single element, you just need to join this to this. Fine. And that is how that particular different stair element has been created. And now if I just select this particular and HH, then you see we have created that particular stair elements, both of them. Fine. So now we just need to copy this two, these two stair elements at various levels and create that particular entire staircase with the help of same. So I'll just show you for one of them, and then rest you can do it on your own because it's time consuming. So I'll just select this 1, 2, select all 4 of this CO and copy it from this end to con uncheck constraint and copy from this point to this point. Okay. Now with this 2 elements, this 4 elements which we just created first. Okay. I'll just go to section and hide them so that we don't have any confusion. Fine. So first is this element, move it from this to the third stair. Third step, just drop this down and drop this down as well. Okay. And this particular stair, I guess that I have missed something. Yeah, okay. So this, yeah, that's fine. This is fine. Okay. We just need to change this move and move it from here to this part. Okay. And change its dimension here. And also you see that these are the instance parameters. So we can edit it instantly. And the last, this particular one, see, this are properly placed. Fine. So in this particular one, so with that selected, but first we need to displace this. So with that selected, go to section 1 and move it from this point to the fourth steps. Fourth step, I guess that I selected the wrong element. 3D, and with this selected, go to section 1 and move it, yeah, from this to 4. Okay. And just change this instance parameters. You can see the drag handles and drag it a bit till here, and likewise select the corresponding element on the another flight and section 1 and move it from this to fourth of this. Just need to drag this and also need to drag this a bit and go to 3D, and we will see that this two elements overlaps, so we need to join 1 to 2. Okay. So that is how you create all the elements of this particular staircase. And finally, once created, you just delete that particular staircase. Fine. One thing I would like to bring to your notice, that what about this landing? So for that landing, you just need to edit this stair element to a little bit of different configuration. See, this is that particular stair element. Fine. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to use this particular thing, any one of this, and go to level 1 and okay, let's just select this CO copy, or let's first just go to edit family and edit that. Okay, and reference level. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to get rid of this parameter, and what I'm going to do is that edit extrusion, and I will just delete this entire chunk, and I will just DM this from center with copy. Oh, supposed to keep copy checked on, and with copy checked on, fine. Move and move it from this point to this point, and also actually we should have mirrored the entire thing. Anyways, 1 and lock. Yes, the highlighted lines overlap, but that's fine. We can just once trimmed, that's okay. TR and join this to this. Fine, and have a close shape, and just delete this reference plane and also delete that parameter left, because we don't need it anymore, and we just have, oh no, we will need that, sorry. But both of them will be stair element, right? Yeah, so we will just change that stair element height right to just stair element height. Okay, because that will remain the same for both of that. Okay, and with that, don't forget to save this, make a save as, otherwise you will have conflict, since this particular template file, this particular file is already loaded. So we just need to make a save as of this and then load it into the project. Fine, you cannot just place it So I'll just delete this. Also delete this. We don't need it anymore. And I'll just go to 3D. Fine. And herein, what I'll do is that the stair element 1, which we just made a save as of, I'll just drag and drop. And herein, I will just place it on this particular face. Press space until you snap this. Okay. And herein, I will just go to any of the floor plan and move it from this point to with constraint unchecked. I'll just move it from this point to this point. But what important is that now you should be able to displace this. So herein, I'm just going to go to stair element 1. And what is this? How much is this? 10 feet, 1.5. So I'm just going to edit type of this and stair element width to 10 feet, 1.5 inch. Fine. And apply and OK. And with that, I will just move this from this point to this point. Okay. And also this depth, not depth, but yes. So what we need to do, edit family and this extrusion, which is right now extrusion start 0 and extrusion and 1 foot. The width of that landing in project environment is 5. So I will just load that back into the project, making it 5 feet, and that will expand. You just need to position it properly, constrain, uncheck, and move from this point, uncheck constraint to this point. Okay. And if you just go to 3D, then you see that that particular thing has been placed. Only thing is that you need to change the material in order to highlight it. Okay. And now I'll coming to section. If you just particular select this thing, well, there are a lot of elements you're not able to visualize. So just select this particular thing and go to that section 1. So you have this drag handles with that element selected. So what you're going to do, you just need to drag this all the way till this height. Okay. The bottom of that slab. So with that, all the elements has been created and I'll just press H. Okay. And you see that this is how you create this particular interesting staircase. Fine. Also, you can host this particular glass railing while going to this. Sorry, just go to the level 1 of this particular, and it has a lot of files. And how can you create this railing? Just draw a reference plane, and with that architecture and set and pick a plane, and with that just select this section, and with that section created, you just need to go to component and model in place and select the category and create that extrusion which I have created. Edit in place, and if I just select this, then edit extrusion, it is just nothing but just a simple extrusion. It is starting from half inches and ending up into half inches. That is 12 glass and have been applied this material. Okay, fine. So watch this entire video till the end and let me know if you have any doubts and queries in the comment section. And if you think that this video was worth, then kindly enroll for this course in order to update and reform yourself with new modeling skills and modeling techniques. And let's learn together and let's grow together. Fine. Bye.